Hey, hey, I'm right here. Okay, I'm going to light a flame. And I don't want you to look at the flame. I want you to look anywhere else on the screen. But don't look at the flame, okay? Don't look at it. Don't look at the flame. Okay? Just look anywhere else. Anywhere else. Did you look at the flame? Let's get started with ABC Doodles. Guess what our letter is this week? L. And guess what we're going to be doing? I bet you know. Well, I kind of failed in the beginning. It was really dark in the room, but it didn't come out that way when I recorded it and you watched the beginning of the video. But it was supposed to be really, really dark. And I want you to imagine what does happen when something's dark and you see this light. Your eye can't not look at it. We're drawn to the light. And so today, our letter of the series is L. I am the light of the world. If you follow me, you won't have to walk in darkness because you will have the light that leads to life. And it's our job to be the light to others. And I hope that that's something that you'll take away today as you go out through your day. How can you be a light to someone else? All right, so if you're brand new, welcome to ABC Scripture Doodles. This is a series that we're doing for 26 weeks. And if you hang on till the end, you'll get a template for a box like this so you can make a cute stack of cards. It'd be perfect for a gift. And the holidays will be right after, like we'll be finished the week before Thanksgiving is our last week. And then the next week, Thanksgiving, as a gift from me, you will be getting, or maybe you'll get it the last week. Either way, I don't know, but you'll be getting the box at the very end. And so I want you to stick around. But L, I'm doing the iPad today. If you're new and you don't know, I also have done this on paper. So you can do it either way. And I love to get like the same markers for the whole entire series to make it look cohesive. And so you might want to pick a color palette. I have some color palette ideas in your packet. And down in the description, you can get your template and packet there. Let's get started. I'm going to use black. And then I'm using the iPad today, and this is the program called Procreate. If you've never used Procreate, it's an app that you get on your iPad. It's only $12.99 one time, and it's worth every penny. You will love it. Looking for the brush I'm using dry ink. Okay, and I'm just going to start. Make sure I'm on a new layer, and I was. I think that's a little large. Go back down a little bit. There we go. That's better. When you make your L's, here's a way to practice your L's, by the way. If you just kind of go back and forth like this, it's great to practice and get into the groove of that. Okay, whoops. So you're going to go back and forth, kind of like a figure 8. Practice that for a little bit because you're making little L's when you do that. Hopefully that's a good tip for someone today. And we're going to write light as our title. We do this in 4 parts. We start with our title. And then a little lettering technique that we're doing is adding a line to every downstroke. And so when a downstroke is like when you go up, this is an upstroke, down, that's a downstroke. So you would add a line down next to that. I'm going to add a line next to here and here. Right here, the H, on the other side of the H, and then the T. And you may ask, how do you know which side to put the line on? It's up to you, and it depends on how much space you have between your letters and how balanced it looks. So it's just, you'll play around with it and see what you like. Okay, there's that. So the second part we do is we are going to write the scripture. And today's scripture comes from John 8:12. I can barely read that. John 8:12. Let's see. I am the light of the world. Did I make a new layer? No. New layer. I am the light, and light I'm going to do tall and skinny. I love mixing up my lettering. Makes it more interesting to read and to write. And sometimes, like when you do that, especially to the important words, it helps you remember it. Like if you're trying to memorize the scripture, And I encourage you, that's part of what I want you to do in the series, is to memorize the scripture as you go. But when you bold something or make something stand out, it's like, yeah, light, light. That's that word. I am the light of the world. And world, I'm going to make stand out as well. I'm the light of the world. If you follow, and follow, I'm just going to fit in right here. See how my L, it doesn't go all the way up like this one does? That's okay. I love trying to make my words fit together like a puzzle. If you follow me, comma, you won't have to walk in darkness. Oh, have you ever walked in darkness? Surely we all have, and I'm telling you, it's just not a fun place to be. Why do you think I do what I do now? It's because I was in a really dark spot, and writing scripture helped bring the light to me. And so now I want to share that with other people because it's just changed my life. And you wouldn't think hand lettering would change your life, but hand lettering scriptures has changed my life. If you follow me, you won't have to walk in darkness. Darkness, I'm making stand out. Because you will have the light that leads to life. Because you will have the light again, making that kind of bold or larger, that leads to life. And life I made tall and skinny as well, and larger. Okay, that's our second part of ABC Scripture Doodles for light. And the third part, we're going to do the scripture reference down at the bottom. Ooh, let's see if I can make this without my power going out. John 8:12. Okay, next I'm going to add a doodle. And the doodle that I chose for this is a light bulb, and you can definitely draw your own light bulb. I am using a stamp for my stamp series, the Scripture Doodle stamps. And let's see, here it is right here, the light bulb. And all you have to do is make sure you're on a new layer and then tap, and that's too big, so I'm going to make it smaller. Tap, that's too big, I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. And I like that. I can make it a little bit smaller again. And there it is. And then I will color it in and finish it up. And I hope that you're inspired today to be the light to someone else. And I'll see you next week for letter M. What do you think M's going to be? Tell me in the comments. Have a great day.